Hello everybody, I'm Chaitra, studying in SVC College. Today I'm going to talk about e-waste management. The contents for the today topic: Introduction to e-waste management, sources of e-waste, composition of e-waste, need of e-waste management, characteristics of e-waste, toxic materials in electrical and electronic waste, health hazards due to exposure to e-waste, recycling and recovery of e-waste, extraction of coal from e-waste, role of stakeholders in environmental management of e-waste. Introduction to e-waste management. Electronic waste, that is waste arising from end of life electronic products such as computers and mobile phones, is one of the fastest growing waste streams in the world today. Annual global production of e-waste is estimated to surpass 50 million tons in 2020.2. India is among the top 5 e-waste producing countries in the world, with estimated annual production of 2 million tons. Like some of the other developing countries, e-waste management in India is dominated by the informal sector, with estimates of more than 90% of the waste being processed in this sector. E-waste contains several precious metals, rare earth metals, ferrous and non-ferrous metals, plastic, wood, and glass. Unscientific practices in the processing of e-waste are associated with several environmental and health externalities. Sources of e-waste: electronic products used for data processing, such as computers, monitors, keyboards, printers, scanners, and etc. Electronic devices used for entertaining, such as TVs, DVDs, CD players, music players, etc. Equipment or devices used for communication, such as phones, landline phones, fax machines, etc. Electronic products that are discarded due to advancement in technology, changes in fashion or style, or end of their useful life. Composition of e-waste. Valuable metals like gold, platinum, silver, and palladium. Useful metals like copper, aluminum, iron, etc. Hazardous substances like radioactive isotopes and mercury. Toxic substances like PCBs and dioxins. Ferrous metals containing iron in its composition. What are the characteristics of e-waste? Hazardous components in e-waste. E-waste consists a large number of components of various sizes and shapes, some of which may contain hazardous components that need to be removed for separate treatment. Material composition of e-waste. E-waste contains a mixture of various metals, particularly copper, aluminium, and steel, etc. What is the need of e-waste management? Electronic waste is hazardous if deployed awkwardly and can cause harm to environment and human health. Reclaiming valuable elements from the recycling process can help to decrease the demand for raw materials. E-waste management can reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It is critical to keep electronic waste out of landfills. It can cause air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. Electronic products are compressed of valuable materials such as precious metals like gold, silver, and platinum, along with copper, aluminium, plastic, and glass. Toxic materials in electrical and electronic waste: lead, mercury, and other metals, flame retardants, and phthalates. PCB containing capacitors and oils, mercury switches and asbestos, printed circuit boards and batteries. Health hazard due to exposure to e-waste: fatal loss, prematurity, low birth weight, congenital malformations, abnormal thyroid function, and thyroid development. Recycling and recovery of e-waste. The following are the different approaches to recycling and recovery of e-waste. hydrometallurgical extraction, pyrometallurgical extraction, and direct recycling. Hydrometallurgical process. This method was used to extract valuable metals like copper, gold, and silver from e-waste. It involves the following steps for recovery of metals from e-waste. First one is pre-treatment stage. Second one is chemical treatment stage. Third one is metal recovery stage. Let us go with the pre-treatment stage first. It involves the physical separation of metal components from the e-waste. It involves the dismantling of the e-waste into its component parts such as circuit boards, plastics, and metal parts. The different parts are then sorted and separated based on their composition. The metal parts are subjected for grinding to reduce the size and make it easier to extract the metals. Second one, chemical treatment stage. In this stage, the metals are made to leach into solutions using different leaching reagents like cyanide solution, acid solution, base solution, halide solution, etc. In the leaching solution, metals are dissolved, then the solution was separated from solid waste. Metal recovery stage. In this stage, pure metal is recovered from leached metal solution. The methods like solvent extraction, ion exchange, adsorption, precipitation, electrodeposition are used to recover the metals. The recovered metal later used in the production of new electronic devices. Second one, pyrometallurgical process. This method was used to extract non-ferrous metals like aluminium, copper, and lead from e-waste. Heating and smelting operations are used in this process to recover the metals. It involves the following steps for recovery of metals from e-waste. First one, pre-treatment stage. Second one, metal recovery stage. Pre-treatment stage. It involves the physical separation of metal components from the e-waste. It involves the dismantling the e-waste into its component parts such as circuit boards, plastics, and metal parts. The different parts are then sorted and separated based on their composition. The metal parts are subjected for grinding to reduce the size and make it easier to extract the metals. Metal recovery stage. In these steps, by using methods like roasting, smelting, combustion, pyrolysis, the useful metals are recovered from e-waste. Roasting. In this step, e-waste is heated below its melting point in the presence of oxidation for oxidation. Smelting. In this step, e-waste is reduced to metals by heating with carbon at high temperature. It gives mixture of metal slurry. This impurities present in the metal slurry was removed by a thermal process. Then metals was recovered from slurry using hydrometallurgical technique. Direct recycling. It is a process that involves breaking down electronic devices into their individual components and then recycling those components without the need for further processing. It involves the following steps: collection and transportation, disassemble, sorting, recycling. Collection and transportation. E-waste is collected and transported to a recycling facility. Disassembly. Electronic devices are disassembled by hand or by using specialized equipments. This process separates the various components of the device, such as plastics, circuit boards, and metals. Sorting. The separated components are then sorted by material type. Example, plastics are separated from metals. Different type of metals are separated from each other. Recycling. The separated materials are then recycled. Example, plastics may be melted down and molded into new products. Extraction of gold from e-waste. It involves the following steps: A. Pre-treatment stage. B. Chemical treatment stage. C. Metal recovery. Pre-treatment stage. It involves the physical separation of metal components from the e-waste. Techniques used as gravity separation, electrostatic separation, magnetic separation, etc. Chemical treatment stage. It involves the leaching the target metal by treating with appropriate chemical reagents. The cyanide leaching is the most common method used to extract gold. When gold containing e-waste treated with sodium salt of 3-nitrobenzene sulfonic acid with potassium cyanide and in the presence of oxygen gives a disonate gold complex. Role of stakeholders in environmental management of e-waste: producers, consumers, recyclers, statutory bodies. Metal recovery stage. In this stage, gold metal can be recovered from the obtained complex using methods like electrode deposition, solvent extraction, ion exchange, precipitations, etc. In this method, pure gold can taken as cathode and inert and dipped in obtained leached complex solution. When current is applied, gold is electrode deposited on cathode. Producers, the accountability to collect green tax, charging an additional amount on consumer during sale of e-waste products and returning it with interest at the time of exchange of e-products. Forming the group of manufacturers who monitors and encourage the recycling of e-waste. Bearing the transportation cost and collection fees to ease the collection process. Purchase the recycled material at fixed value and using of recycled e-waste during manufacturing. Giving discount to consumers on the basis of e-waste generated from gadget. Consumers, the accountability to pay green taxes, develop self-awareness on e-waste management and involve in awareness programs, returning back of e-waste to collection units. Recyclers, the accountability of recycling units is dismantling. Establish the collection units and the group of people who can ensure return back of e-products by consumer in exchange offer. Collect the e-waste from the collection units, dealer or retailer. Providing incentives when proper collection of e-waste assured by collection units. Recycling the materials from the e-waste. Statutory bodies to collect the green tax from consumer through producer. Apply some extra charge on the producers in the form of penalty when no proper recycling of e-waste. Provide the incentives in the form of subsidy to recyclers and collectors when recycling of e-waste is monitored properly. To conduct programs of awareness in the society about importance of e-waste, recycling in reduction of hazardous substances. Thank you.